Yahshua. First, I wanted to say, bless you all. Been doing some videos. Been really busy. Second, I wanted to say, I will be doing a response video to Zion and Rivka to the video that they did about me. So what a lot of people don't know is that on our channel, they are both able to access the channel. They don't comment from following Yahshua, but they're able to access it because I want them to be able to do videos and post them while I'm gone, or at work or whatever, handling chores, and not have to wait for me at my phone. So they have access. I told them that y'all need to do some more videos, and they did it. They did a video and posted it. So I gotta respond now. But it's not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is, we've got to start as not just myself, but as in Israel as a whole. We have to really start focusing in on the things that matter. We spent a lot of time discussing things that don't really matter. Just like when it comes to salvation, we see a lot of people put a lot of time talking about things that are not issues when it comes to your salvation. We see people focusing on or fighting about all sorts, should you eat meat, yes or no? And they're trying to turn that into a big salvation issue. And I'm like, people, this is ridiculous. We're trying to make everything an issue, when there are actually big things taking place within this world today that as a whole we're not talking about. We'd rather spend our time fighting and focusing on meat. Is it a sin if you eat meat? I strictly go by what the Bible says. That's all I'm gonna do. All the rest is, your opinion. I stick with what the law says, so I'll stay there. Gosh. But anyways, and I'm saying that because I had somebody send me this long email about the chickens, and I'm like, dude, what does the Bible say? That's all I want to know. And then the goats, you can eat your goats, dude. What does the Bible say? What are the laws in regards to food that Yah has in His Word, in the law? Outside of that, man, it's just. Let me stop there. Anyways, so right now, silver is going off the roof. And thank you, Brother Manny, who is always sending me articles and keeping me updated regularly on what silver is doing, because silver is a big indicator. And for those of you who don't know, yes, I do. I think buying silver is a good idea. I'll just say that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I will tell you, buying silver is a good idea, along with many other commodities. But silver is usually an indicator. The price of silver is going up, and it's usually an indicator that either the Dow or the stock market is going down, or the dollar is being devaluated, and in this case, being devaluated heavily. We know China and America are in a trade war. They're both rushing to the bottom to try and get the value of their currency. But yet within this faith, people aren't paying attention. So when things hit them, they don't never know what was going on. The Bible says the prudent man perceives the evil and hides himself, the foolish one passed on and is punished. But yet many of us within the faith, within Israel, don't really even know what's going on. So when the value of the dollar gets devalued, two things usually happen. Serving sizes usually get smaller. I mean, certain sizes, you go to the store and you buy a bag of sugar, and before it was, 5 pounds for $1.59. Now it's 4 pounds for $1.59. So you're losing actual value in your money. You lost 10 cents. Or they just downright up the price on items. So let's say over the course of a month, you buy 500 individual units of whatever it is you buy, whether it be 20 units or 5 units or bags of sugar, 3 units or 3 bags of chips. So each item you buy is a unit. If each unit went up 10 cents, you would be spending literally $50 more a month for the same products that you are getting. And that is inflation, or the devaluing of a currency, because at one point the dollar was backed by gold. Now the dollar's backed by nothing. There's nothing that actually gives your dollar value other than the word of the powers that be. So when you are investing or putting your money and buying things, what are you actually buying today? Do you know what you're buying, and do you know, is there any value actually to it? We have to start thinking as a whole of, is there actually any value in what we're spending our money in? If you go out and buy a $200 pair of shoes, is there any value in that? Is there actually any, I'm talking about Jordans, is there actually any value in that $200 pair of shoes? Just asking a question. If you're buying Dolce & Gabbana, is there any value in that? Prada, is there any value in that? If the value is you feeling good about yourself, then the problem is actually you. Why do you have to buy that to feel good about yourself? It's usually because your life is nothing. Your life really means nothing. So because it means nothing, you have to place the value in the things that you purchase to get other people to vindicate you by saying, oh wow, look at that nice handbag. Oh wow, look at that nice car. Oh wow, look at those nice rims. They give you value, just like Facebook gives many people who really ain't living nothing value. Why? Because their whole life is about posting stuff up to get likes. Well, that we have that today. We're in a walking social media world where everything's about getting likes from somebody else, but there's no value in it. We have to start putting our money in the things that have a return, have value. Commodities. Silver's an excellent one. As we watch the devaluing of our currency, we're also watching the devaluation of our morals, of people's ability to think. You're seeing people go crazy today and go around murdering people because their emotions, because they lost their job, because they can't handle the pressures, because their whole life was based on everybody else. I'm gonna go and kill my family and kill my children because I lost this job where I'm making $200,000 a year and I'm not gonna be able to afford the lifestyle. I'm not gonna be able to get my likes that I'm used to having. So when you look at what is happening within our culture, within, not culture as in the Israelite culture, but this country, and you're watching what us in the faith are doing, we're not doing anything. There are so many commodities that you can invest in yourself into to preserve the wealth, to preserve your purchasing power of your money. Like, for instance, you can buy lumber. Lumber is an excellent commodity to purchase. Why? Because you can build with lumber. You can put your money and buy food. Why? Because does the value of food ever go down? Unless you store it wrong, the value of food only goes up. Why? Because if you buy that bag of rice, that 10-pound or a 20-pound bag of rice at $8.89, and then 2 months from now it's $9.20, guess what you just did? You preserved your wealth. You put a dying currency, cash, into a commodity. You are not just holding on to a bunch of cash, but you're actually doing something with it that's going to increase in value. As they devalue the dollar and as things rise in cost, you are reaping the benefit because you're placing your money in wise areas that are going to go up. You're not buying a brand new car that's you drive it off the lot, you lost 20, 30% of your value. You're placing your money in things that are wise. Seeds, guns, ammunition, food, building materials, tools. Here's one, skills. Skills. You know, sewing machines for the wives, 50, 100 pounds of shea butter, oils, oil presses, things that you can use that are going to maintain their value or even go higher. Silver was at 14 bucks, and at 14 bucks was a perfect time to buy it. Now it's at 19. It's making huge moves in the terms of silver, 75, 80, 90 cent moves. Well, we're approaching 20 bucks right now in silver. Well, if you just bought at 14 bucks per round, per ounce, you know, and you bought 500 ounces and it's already gone up $5, you just made $2,500. You just made $2,500. Just like that. That's what you call spending wisely. And the Father gave us things to be used wisely, just like the parable of the talents. He gives you so that you can go and make more. He doesn't give you so that you can consume it upon your lust. That's why, as the book of James talks about, he doesn't give us. People ask, they don't receive. Why? Because the Bible says because they ask amiss, that they may consume it upon their lust. People are asking so that they can get stuff, so they can go and waste it on vanity, emptiness, things that have no real value. There are plenty of things right now that you can do, that we can do, that have value, but are we going to do it? What are you spending your money on? Do you see what's happening in this world? Does it concern you at all? Or do you have that complacent, lazy attitude, which is, I can just sit here and everything's going to work out. I'll just pray. I'll just pray. You can invest your money and get yourself a piece of land. You can invest your money and join a community. You can invest your money and buy a travel trailer. You can invest your money and buy yourself something that you can own instead of financing every last part of your life. The Bible says the borrower is a servant to the lender. Yeah, we borrow more than anything. The Bible says it's one of the curses to Israel is that we will be the head, not the tail. We will be borrowing instead of lending. We were supposed to be lending, and instead we're a huge borrower from the society, whether it be the government aid that we are receiving, whether it be credit cards, whether it be debt. We are always borrowing, and becoming a servant to those that are lending to us. Then get mad because the lender is being unjust. We got to start asking ourselves this question. Silver is rising. The dollar is being devalued. What are you doing about it? Do you even care? Do we as a whole even care anymore? Do we even know what's going on? Or is our life completely surrounded about the Bible? Yah has given us so much wisdom how to navigate through this world. How to navigate through it wisely. Be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. He has given us the wisdom, but too many of us shun the wisdom so that we can memorize a bunch of scriptures that don't do anything to our lives, because there's no transformation, there's no renewing of the mind, there's no coming out of her, there's nothing. It's just our ability to repeat scriptures, repeat verses, repeat Torah, repeat law, repeat prophets, repeat apostles, repeat, but none of that repeating ever does anything to our lives. It doesn't ever manifest itself into us doing anything. It's just us repeating it. Why? Because we can affect the simple-minded people who don't look to see what you're doing, who only look and listen to your words. And they assume that your words mean you're doing something. When in a lot of people's cases, all their words are is to affect the simple-minded people. It's amazing. We talk about inheritance for our children. We talk about leaving something for our children. This world's falling apart. What are you going to leave for your children? What system do you have set up within your household, community, whatever it may be, so that if something were to happen to you, man, that your family's taken care of still? Considering we have a devaluing dollar. But see, we don't pay attention to none of this stuff. We don't. We don't know what's actually happening within this world today. We are dumb, we are docile, we are retarded. We just sit back and we simply believe that by the fact that we say we're Israel, that we're good. When there are many who say they are Israel, who are not really Israel. We're trying to broaden our phylacteries, we're trying to get people to like us, we're trying to clean the outside of the cup. We're trying to make sure that everybody sees us and that everybody likes us, and everything we do is to get likes, is to get thumbs ups. Instead of doing those things that are going to benefit us, men, our families, our wives, our children, and Israel as a whole. Your community, your tribe. We ain't worried about that. And that really is the whole point and focus of this channel, is for us as a whole to get up and start doing something instead of all this damn talking. We've discussed the problem enough. What solutions do you have? I swear we are the masters at discussing the issues. But we are piss poor and pitiful when it comes to having a solution. You can read in Maccabees. The Maccabees said, you want justice and judgment. Let's leave. Let's go to the mountains. And all of them that wanted it, and all of them that they left everything they had, and they took their wives, their children, and they left. Are we going to do that? Nope. We'll sit back and talk. The dollar is devaluing. Silver is a great investment. You can still buy it under 20 bucks an ounce. Something that will preserve your wealth. Well, in the end time, they're going to be throwing the silver in the street. So that's why we don't need silver. They're going to be throwing a lot more silver in the street. They're going to be throwing dollars in the street too. Because none of this stuff, they're going to find out none of this stuff is going to save you from the coming wrath of Yah. None of it's going to save you from judgment. But right now, it is the answer. Doing something with what Yah has given you is an answer. Everybody talks about, well, Yah gave me this money. Yah gave me this job. Well, he didn't give it to you for you to waste it and consume it upon your lust. And now we're watching it devalue. I'm telling you, the 7 years of plenty is coming to an end. We are about to enter the 7 years of famine. And I sure hope, if you read that story and you read it in Jasher, I sure hope you put provisions up so that you don't end up having to sell your stuff, then your lands, then yourself to eat. Because there is an ample opportunity right now for you to put your money and buy things that actually have value. Put your money in the things that will maintain its worth. We've got to have a shift of the mindset. We have to renew our mind and stop talking about what it's going to look like when we renew it. Because the times are coming. The times are coming. Time is short. I hope you're making moves. Real, tangible moves. Because when it comes, it's like the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. You're going to know where you could have gone to get oil. And the fact that you didn't go and get it when you had the time will be the cause of your destruction. And if you think people are going to share their oil with you because we're brothers and sisters, I'm letting you know, as a brother right now, go get the oil while you have the chance. That's right now. Take this fiat currency, this broken, what this broken system uses as money, and get yourself some real money, and get yourself some skills, and get yourself some things that'll maintain your life as it all goes down, as it all crashes. Get yourself a sewing machine. Learn a skill of sewing. You can do a lot with a sewing machine. You can do a lot with a sewing machine. Needle and thread. Some hand tools. Learn to work on your own vehicle. Learn how to build. Learn something other than getting on YouTube and this. Because we have been given the problem. Yah has been merciful enough to us to give us the problem, to show us in his word what the problem is and what the solution is. Now it's left for the doers to go do. Leave the talkers talking. It's time for us who are doers of the word to go and do it. Bless you all.